Hey everybody, my name's Matt Johnston. I make videos about how to make the most money you can off of your video marketing efforts and your video advertising efforts. And today we're talking about how you can do that without spending a ton of money. Because you don't need to. I wrote about this a ton in my book, Producing Empathy. It's not about how everything looks necessarily, even though there are times when you need really well shot video, but it's much more about the marketing messaging and the strategy behind what we're doing. And you can absolutely do this with video that you already have, as well as video that you can shoot yourself simply with your phone. So what I'm going to do here today is I'm going to give you two video formats that you can make very easily yourself on a budget with almost under $50 or less, where you can really make a huge difference and sell a lot of stuff. I mean, I've used these video formats done with this budget and made millions for some clients with just simple strategies. Because ultimately, that's what it's all about, and the psychology of why people buy. So there's really just a couple of formats here I want to touch on. The first thing I want to touch on is how you'd go about making a budget version of one of our Centerpiece videos. So the Centerpiece videos are the videos that we make at Guide Social. It's our most popular format, and typically what this boils down to is you have one spokesperson, sort of one actor or actress on screen, taking on this perspective role of a customer, a happy customer, and then they take you through the journey from cold to sold. If you want to see examples about that or learn more about working with us with us doing this for you, go to guidesocialglobal.com and we'll help you out there. But as far as doing it yourself on a budget, you absolutely can. So let's talk about what would go into this sort of centerpiece video. If we can just transition over. So if you're going to make a centerpiece video on a budget, what you're going to want to do is, obviously you're going to be shooting this on your phone, right? So centerpiece video. I don't know why this isn't writing. Because the eraser tool is on. So a centerpiece on a budget. Couple of things that you need. I mean, you need the script. The way that you want to start all of these scripts, remember, they're written from the perspective of the customer. So you bought the product because you bought this product or service because it solves a big problem. It's the biggest problem they have, and then you have that, and that's the empathy there. So you start off with a hook that has something along the lines of, and again, you can look at guidesocialglobal.com and then go to the Our Work page, and you can see how I very intentionally script these. But what you can do is start with this hook that says, I thought nothing would ever stop the blah, 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 blah. Or the worst thing is blah, 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 blah. So you're doing that big empathetic problem statement at the beginning. And then you're just going through the journey. So, I was dealing with XYZ, da-da-da-da-da-da, and then I didn't think anything could solve that problem, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then one day I came across ABC. And what I learned with that is that there is actually an amazing new opportunity, a new way to do this thing. So basically the way it works is da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then as we move towards the end, it's basically, so now I feel, right? It says after state. So now that I've solved this problem, I feel XYZ, ABC, all the letters and numbers and the things. I highly recommend you check these guys out. Go to da-da-da-da-da. So that's the basic script format there. And you could hire an actor to do this for you, but that sort of gets it up. I mean, sometimes you have to pay actors a couple $100, few $100, depending on who they are and where they're at, to be able to do this. You could do it yourself, or what you could do is you could flip the perspective of the script to being first person. And you could say and you could do it from the CEO's perspective or from a spokesperson or somebody on your company. I didn't think that anything could solve the problem like that. But one day. So the script is all about, first, it's about before state, right? And then they go to this realization that there is a way to solve the problem in an amazing way. There's addressing the skepticism to actually buy it. And then there's the sort of this sort of excitement about having made the purchase all the way to the end, which is then the after state. But you can absolutely do this with a first person, like from the CEO or the founder's perspective. So you could say, I didn't think anything was going to be able to solve this problem I have with the creases in my hat. I don't know what I'm talking about. But it was really bugging me. And I even got made fun of once, empathy, right? Around, And so I decided to go and look around and see, was anybody else doing this? Was anybody solving this problem? And I was shocked that nobody was solving this problem. So I was determined to solve this problem myself. So what I did was I did this and I did this and I did this to try to figure out how exactly to solve what I think is the biggest problem people have with hats. And I tried everything and it didn't work. And then all of a sudden, one day I woke up in the morning and I said, wow, this is exactly what I should be doing. This is amazing. Why am I not? And then I started to put it together and I made the prototype and it worked. It was amazing. And then once I started taking it to market, and all of a sudden everybody was in love with it. And now we've helped hundreds of thousands of people. And now I just feel so good. And I get messages from customers all the time that feel great that they've solved this problem. So you could actually take that script structure and sort of massage it so that it is coming from a CEO's perspective, and then you're in really, really good shape. So the centerpiece video and the script. You obviously want to shoot this with your phone. If you have a newer phone, I would highly recommend shooting it in 4K, 24 FPS. Frames per second. You just switch the settings on your phone. Sometimes, because this is going to give you a lot of flexibility in the edit. If you have to shoot in 1080, you can to get the 24 FPS. Depending on what phone you have, you may not be able to get this frames per second. But just so you know, one of the biggest things that, just a little setting thing that makes videos look more cinematic or professional is the FPS setting, because frames per second, news shows are shot in 30 frames per second, and soap operas are in 30, or I think a lot of times they're even in 60 frames per second, and it gives them that more like realistic look. And the 24 frames per second look people generally associate with high-end commercial stuff and films, like feature films. So it's just sort of like one of these things that just makes it look better. And 4K just means like, oh, let's say you wanted to zoom in on somebody's face during the video, and if it's in 1080, you can't really shift it, because if you like increase the window size in your video editor, or you increase the size of the image, it's going to distort it because it's going to be bigger than the actual frame. But if it's 4K, you're actually already shooting at twice the resolution or whatever. And so you're able to sort of punch in, punch out. So that's what I would recommend. If you have to shoot at 30, that's fine. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, but this is what I would recommend. So that's how you do centerpiece videos. The second one is text on screen videos. And these videos make a ton of money. They're not nearly as sexy, and they're way easier to make than the centerpiece videos. You really should have both. But these text on screen videos, really, like, my first book, Producing Empathy, is all about how to create these types of videos. We went viral with like thousands of these videos at New York Mag and Now This and Business Insider, all these places I was at. And it's just simply, it's optimized without sound. You have, hopefully you have some footage that like you shot of your product and customers using it and stuff to use in the background, but you can also use stock. And you can do the whole thing with stock if you want, because it's all about the writing. And I'm not going to go into this deeply. I do have another video, so if you subscribe to the channel and you scroll down back through my videos, you will see a video that's how to script these videos for social media, social videos, and that's where you'll see it because it's a very different script structure, and it's built for newsfeed algorithms. And these text on screen videos, and you're going to be able to do it once you watch that video on scripting. You're going to be able to make that super easily. You can get a trial to one of these programs. I love Wave. I absolutely love it. I made a whole video actually on how to make these videos now that I think about it for Social Media Examiner. So if you subscribe to the channel and then you go down the playlist, you'll see that I put together a playlist of my Social Media Examiner videos that I did for them. So you can use Wave, and even things like InVideo on your phone and stuff can do them. And Promo is another one. I really like Wave. I'm not an affiliate. This is the one that I like the most. I think it makes it look good and it's super easy to do. And they have a huge library of stock and stuff that already exists. So you have the text on screen videos, and these are typically in the realm of 60 seconds long. They're in that 1x1 square format, and they really just make it feel like a news story. It's very important that they're written, and you'll see this, they're written from the third party perspective, because it feels like a video that's a news story about your company or product rather than you running an ad. And I think that's like the cool thing about both of these formats is they don't really feel like ads so much. And that's awesome. Like they sort of really stick out in the feed, right? You don't need anything for this. Like you just need your brain and like a 30-day trial to Wave, or like pay them whatever it is, $20 or $30 to have a month or whatever, or use one of these. I don't know what their deals are. And you just need a good script. So in both cases, you really just need a good script. Scripts tie everything together. So you have this text on screen video and the centerpiece video, and you could easily do both of these videos, especially if you do the CEO angle. You could definitely do both of these videos for under $50, and you may even already have the resources there to be able to do these videos for free. I mean, certainly if I wanted to make these two videos right now, it wouldn't cost me anything. Like I've already got like gear and some software, or if I was just going to do it on my phone, pretty easy, right? This is an iPhone 11 Pro Max. I haven't really found the need to upgrade anytime soon. So there you go. I would highly recommend digging into these. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and go look at two videos are great to watch after this video. The first video is the $100 million ad format, which breaks down how I script the centerpiece videos. And now I've told you how to make that into a CEO video. And then the other one, the text on screen videos, the other one, there's really two great videos to watch after this. One is the video I did for Social Media Examiner breaking down how I do them from script through production. But then there's a specific video on my channel here about scripting these videos, how to write the scripts for these videos. And when you get good at this, like writing these video scripts, it takes like 10 minutes. I mean, we used to do this all the time. We used to make videos like this in 45 minutes, full turnaround when I was running video programs, which is not to say you're going to do that right off the bat, but I think that people sometimes think that video is a bigger lift than it actually is. Thank you so much for being here. Hit the like button if you got value, because that helps other people to see it, and I would love to have you in the community as a subscriber. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.